everybody, my name is Eric Hopkins and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're finding me for the very first time or you are a returning viewer and have not yet done so, please click that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications about when I put up new content right here on this channel. So we've got a little bit more news about the Flash movie possibly coming out here in 2022. Hopefully it doesn't get pushed back. I mean, it's still a little ways off, so I don't think it's going to actually happen. But we now got a little bit of an idea about who could possibly be the villain of that film. So let's go over here and check out the article from the Direct. And that is, of course, Ezra Miller's Barry Allen to face a darker version of himself in the Flash movie. Very intriguing. Director Andy Muschietti confirmed in January of 2020 that while The Flash will base its plot on the iconic Flashpoint storyline from the comics, it will be a different version of Flashpoint than you're used to seeing or you're expecting. One key difference from the source material is that Thomas Wayne will not appear in a supporting role like the original story. Instead, Ezra Miller's Flash will get help from Michael Keaton's Batman. In July of 2021, set photos emerged from the Flash's London shoot that showed Ezra Miller performing a scene as Barry Allen alongside an apparent doppelganger. Fans theorized that this Barry counterpart was an alternate reality version of the Central City superhuman, possibly from the universe where Michael Keaton's iteration of Batman exists. The two seemed to be deep in conversation in those set photos as they walked down a street in civilian clothing. Unfortunately for Barry Allen, this doppelganger will not be as friendly as he appears. The Direct can exclusively report that this other Barry Allen will serve as a primary villain in the movie, acting as a Dark Flash antagonist to the displaced Barry Allen. According to our sources, elements of this plotline will be heavily inspired by the Flashpoint comic storyline and a villainous Reverse Flash. The original Flashpoint story was triggered after Barry Allen went back in time and saved his mother from being murdered. Unfortunately, this caused a ripple across time that changed everything else for the worse. Bruce Wayne was killed instead of his parents, Superman's pod crashed into Metropolis, killing thousands, and Barry was no longer the Flash in this timeline. Awakened in this new world, Barry initially believed that someone else was responsible for the calamity. Barry blamed the Reverse Flash, his arch-enemy, for his damaged reality. However, after his enemy restored his faded memories, Barry realized that he was the villain of the story. In the Flash movie, the Doppelganger narrative will take cues from these events in Flashpoint. While he will be a villainous in nature, it's possible that this counterpart will take on the Reverse Flash's role and won't be fully responsible for the world being changed or for Barry ending up in his alternate reality. This won't be the first time that an evil version of The Flash has been used in live action, though. The CW's third season of The Flash featured Savitar as the main villain, who was eventually revealed to be the time remnant of Barry Allen himself, with both roles played by series star Grant Gustin. Strangely, this double of Barry's didn't seem hostile towards him in the scene that leaked via set photos, as they've engaged in a conversation in public. Fans will have to wait and see just how villainous this version of Barry Allen will end up being when The Flash hits theaters on November 4th, 2022. So yeah, I mean, if you've seen any of the Flash content on CW and things like that, this is not out of the realm of possibility here for Barry Allen to meet an alternate version of himself from a different timeline. And just because this article here says he's going to be the villain of the film, or at least a primary villain, that doesn't necessarily mean that is the case. Perhaps they're just talking as two different versions of the character from different timelines, and they're trying to figure out what the heck is going on, that sort of thing. So we just don't know. Just because they're on set talking to each other doesn't mean that they're going to be, he's going to be a villain. We'll just have to wait and see where they take it. But if it was, I mean, that would be perfectly fine, because it would make some sense, especially if it was in Michael Keaton's universe. Perhaps the Barry Allen in that universe is not a superhero. Perhaps he is the villain. The Reverse Flash character, I believe, has had different interpretations over the years and things like that. But it would make some sense to maybe that this could be this version of the Reverse Flash. So yeah, I mean, like the Savitar character in season 3 of The Flash on CW. So yeah, this could be very interesting when it comes to a storytelling element here for sure, because I mean, what better villain than to have to face yourself, the evil side of yourself, so to speak, which is always a good kind of a story motif to kind of play with when it comes to these superhero roles, kind of to have to fight yourself, your darker side, so to speak. So I think this could be a lot of fun if this ends up being true. We'll just have to wait and see if this is indeed a true story, or if this is just something that's been theorized here for sure. But we'll just have to wait and see once this movie comes out. I'm very much looking forward to this movie. I think this movie could be one of the best DCEU films of all time. If done properly, it could reset the DCEU timeline, get things back on track for DC. And I've heard the Suicide Squad that comes out tomorrow is also a big hit with a lot of fans and critics. So I'm hoping that will be the first step to getting the DCEU corrected and getting DC back on track and getting them to be competition with Marvel, because competition breeds success. And the more, successful movies that DC can have and bring out here will actually, make Marvel do better as well. And what the old saying is, something along the lines of, all high tides raises all ships or something like that. So it would be a good thing to have all that working in DC's favor for sure. So the real question here is, guys, what do you guys think? Do you think Barry Allen is going to be a prime villain in the upcoming Flash movie, facing his alter ego, his dark side of himself from another universe? Please comment down below. Let me know, and don't forget to hit that notification bell and hit that like and subscribe button so you get all the the good content I've got here on the channel and all that stuff moving forward. So until my next video, guys, please take care.
We about to turn it.